Alright guys, Candu here, Trainer's Trainer, and here's another video talking about the importance here of, I know it's going to sound kind of corny, but self-love, and the concept of self-love, and how it relates to personal training and how you view life for the most part. As a trainer, if you're not practicing this, it's going to be hard for you to convince other people to practice it, especially even if you're not aware of it. So now let's talk about this. So now when we talk about self-love, what does that mean to you? So is it like, oh yeah, well I love myself, I take care of myself, this, that, the third? But the question is, do you really? And you gotta think about that, because when we talk about self-love, a lot of people think they love themselves, but the reality is it's not about what you think, it's about what you practice. Yes, thinking is very important, it's the most important thing you do because what you think about affects your behavior. However, it's also about the practice, because a thought is a thought, and it doesn't manifest itself or become part of reality until you act upon your thought. So now, the way I like to position this when I talk to a client is, alright, so working out's one of the best things you can do for yourself in regards to it's one of the best things you can do for yourself. It's actually one of the best ways to express self-love to yourself and communicate it to yourself, because you may think you love yourself, but the reality is you don't. Because do you love yourself? And then, well, if you did love yourself, why wouldn't you take care of your body, right? Some people, they take better care of, like, let's just say a household animal. They'll walk their dog, but if their dog wasn't around, they wouldn't walk themselves. So now what does that really mean in terms of their self-love or self-love towards themselves? Furthermore, I give an example like, okay, so let's just say you have this one person who has a Mercedes-Benz, like it's a coupe, like drop-top convertible, and he's like, I love my car, I love my car, I love my car, and you think he loves his car. And then you have person two, and person two has, like, let's say like an old, like one of those, I feel like, what's a car that like everybody knows that's pretty old and crappy? Not old and crappy, but you know what I'm saying. Like it's almost like one of those Saturn, the two-door Saturn cars that like from like 1997, I forgot what they're called. Or like just say it's an old car, 20, 30, 40 years old. 20 years old. 15, 20 years old. But now here's the difference. You have this one person with their Mercedes. Oh yeah, I love my car. It's this hot car. It's a coupe. It's a drop top. It's a convertible. But here's the thing. Every time you see him in his car, the car is always dirty. The inside's a mess. Every once in a while, he'll get it clean and it'll be gleaming. But like that's like once every, like, let's say 3-4 months. But this person thinks he loves his car. However, you have person B who has this like hoopty, 10, 15 years old, but the thing is, every time you see him, he's cleaning his car, he's waxing his car. The inside is meticulous every single time. The car is 10, 15, 20 years old, but it looks, I'm not gonna say brand new because the model is definitely outdated, 3, 4, 5 generations, but it looks impeccable. Now, of those two people, person A who has that Mercedes, who doesn't clean, doesn't take care of it, versus this other person who all he does is take care of it, who loves their car? And don't get me wrong, this person thinks he loves his car, and like he really thinks he loves his car, but the reality is, as an outside viewer who's perceiving the situation, you're gonna say 9 times out of 10 that this person loves his car more. And I dare to say 99% of the time I'm gonna say this person loves his car more, because there's an outward manifestation of that. So now here's the thing, your mind and your brain, whether you realize it, is always calculating. So now with that said, if you tell yourself you love yourself, if you tell yourself you're serious about this, you gotta start doing things to prove it to yourself. And one of those things is taking care of yourself, making sure you go to the gym. Even if you don't go to the gym, make sure you walk around the block. You don't have to spend money to do this. This is simple. It just takes the right motivation and the right understanding. And then once you start doing this, start building habits, you're gonna start feeling better. And when you start feeling better, you're really gonna be like, oh wow, like I like this a lot. And on top of that, as you start to change, now all of a sudden you become, I'm not gonna say addicted, but you start building better habits, So that's self-love in a nutshell. Feel free to use that example with your clients, but the important part is be able to express that the importance of not just thinking it, but doing it. That's the whole point of self-love, because it's not about what you think, it's about what you do and the results that come from it. So that's self-love in a nutshell. Hopefully this video is not too confusing. Questions, comments, concerns, leave a message, subscribe to the page. Also find me on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Also you can find me on the Maximus PT page, or I should say Max PT, and that's on the 4 big social media pages or sites per se, which is Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, I believe, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Alright, I'll catch you guys later.